best talk show in all the land with your main man, Howard Grant. Coming up at 12, Foundation Radio. Keep it locked.
.5 Foundation Radio.
The best talk show in the Bahamas. The Foundation with Howard Grant. Only on 89.5 FM Foundation Radio.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to the Foundation.
The Foundation. 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 The Foundation. The Foundation. Foundation.
Good afternoon.
Foundation. The Foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 90, what's the wrong one? 89.5 89.5 FM. We're grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to be here with you. Another beautiful day, another time for us to be able to jam with you on this gorgeous day. Ladies and gentlemen, grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to be here with you. I got to shout out to my good, decent people that continues to be able to support us. Got to say hello down to those folks at Coco Plum Wellness. Coco Plum Wellness is a great place for you to be able to get your hydrocolonic. You've been talking about these things for a long time. You've been talking about this sort of an idea that you want to be able to get yourself prepared as it relates to being able to get healthier. You know what I mean? We've been identifying some things that can be able to assist us. You've been consistent in those sort of an area. You want to be able to find out the best thing that you can be able to do. Guys, make sure you check it out. Coco Plum Wellness. Coco Plum Wellness can be able to assist you in great ways. It's a hydrocolonic. I told you about this. The hydrocolonic is designed strategically and specifically to be able to assist us, okay? What it does is just hydrates your, somebody says text me and say, hey, Howard, welcome back. Make sure you can hear me good, guys. If you can hear me, if you can't hear me, let me know exactly where we are. Out there on Foundation 242, all over the place, we're doing these things and trying to be able to get some things taken care of. I want to shout out to my good, decent people over at... No, you know 96, right? That's no. You know, sometimes it's almost like a knee-jerk reaction. I've been with the people for a long time. Praise God, I got my own things. All right, so listen, I've been telling you about it. I've been having an issue with my power for the past 3 weeks. Okay? I've been having an issue with my power for the past 3 weeks. It's been inconsistent. My stuff been flickering in the building. If you was watching me for the past couple of days, things were cutting on in the back of me, cutting off, and so forth and so on. It was wild. It was absolutely bananas. And I couldn't deal with it. I didn't know what to do. I was afraid I can lose my equipment. Jesus, you know what I mean? And I said, Lord, I pay so much money for this equipment. I can't do that. So BPL came in maybe 5 times. And they looked at it and they said it wasn't something that they can be able to do. That it's out of their jurisdiction. That's not their area. And they don't deal with that. And so they told me to be able to find the folks down there at... Bahamas Grid. So I was able to call them make a couple calls and identify these particular persons. I got to shout out to the entire team at BPL, the entire team at Bahamas Grid for being able to assist me. I know it's been some time, but I'm truly grateful that you were able to help me. I got to be able to thank Juice. He helped me very good. I got to be able to thank Mr. Tynes, Paul Tynes, and those areas. I got to thank all those folks that is able to assist me the way that they did. And we were able to knock that out. They say, "I don't go on the radio talking bad, but BPL and Bahamas Grid." I said, "No, and don't go on there." I said, "Well, I can tell them your lane do nothing." They said, "Man, you can't lie about us." I said, "Well, I could retract it the next day," but but we was able to get that thing done. But I'm just grateful that it was done like that, and really grateful that persons could be able to help us. So shouts out to Bahamas Grid. I know that y'all been having some price of y'all because you see me, I look light skin again. That's the American water. Praise Jesus. I was not here. I was not here. And my family and I, we really enjoyed that refresh, that restart. I want to thank all the persons that assisted me. Even when I wasn't here, I got to be able to thank Charlene Fowler. She's been wonderful in being able to assist me. I got to be able to thank my entire team and being able to make sure that things were taken care of here. I got to shout out to Freeze in Grand Bahama, DJ Freeze, who's assisted me in a tremendous manner. From Grand Bahama, being able to set up everything. If you've been listening, you're good. You should be hearing us from further now, because I could turn up the wattage and everything like that on the thing. So you should be able to hear us. Everything is strong. I got everything on, bussing in the room, in the place. And so it's good. And I am truly grateful because I didn't know what in the world was the matter. I might as well tell you, I did not know. I said, "Jesus, what happened, Lord? What is this?" Everybody, and then, they finally told me that it was an issue that was coming in from the line. I stand right under the line today, and the fellas show me where corrosion in one of the connectors causing, on a neutral wire, causing some of the issues. So they hit me up and show me exactly was what, and I was so, man, listen to me. Talk about gratitude. I'm so grateful that it was able to knock that thing out for me today and be able to get this thing taken care of. I want to be able to start my Bluetooth stuff. So don't call me yet. Don't call me yet because I got to hook up the thing, right? I got a producer in there who's brand new with me. So, well, brand new to the board, right? Let's be decent, right? And I got to be able to make sure everything's taken care of accordingly. So, guys, how you doing, man? How things with you? How's things been going? I know I hear you all cussing out BPL. I hear you cussing out my good friend Jamal Strawn. You need to stop. Jamal is a decent young man. He's a good friend of mine, and he's great. His ambition has always been able to shine through, and his desire to be able to see neutrality and growth and development for the Bahamian people is one of the things that's always at the forefront. Because he sits in the stead and the position of politics, I think a lot of this comes to the forefront as it relates to being able to do that and to talk about those things. But the truth is that I think his heart is always in the right place. And his desire, his passion, his determination, his focus, his commitment, his push to be able to ensure that community is taken care of is what we need in the country going forward. So I got to shout out to my good, decent friend, Jamal Strawn, in his particular capacity as Member of Parliament for Nassau Village and the Executive Chairman for the Beaches and Parks and doing those particular things. He is a good and decent man, and I'm truly appreciative for him. And if you remember way back when we was doing patio politics right here in this yard, listen, we did patio politics right here in this yard. And with patio politics, he was here. He brought his entire team, and they sat right outside there. We did put the cameras up and everything like that. It was great, man. And he has not wavered in his commitment to community. He's not wavered in his pursuit for being able to build a stronger nation. He has not wavered in those particular capacities, and I don't see why he would do so now with being able to give a modicum, a morsel of power. I don't see why he would do that. You see what I'm saying? I don't see. I don't know. And I think that his neutrality and his desire to be able to identify things, everybody don't see things the same way. You see what I'm saying? Let's just be close. Everybody don't see things the same way. You understand? And so I think that's one of the things that we're going to be able to deal with for sure. We're going to talk about that, right? Like I said, I got to shout out to my good, decent people over at Carpet World, 341-8671, 341-8671. Go check them out. I told you about Coco Plum Wellness. The number's down there, Coco Plum Wellness, 445-8111, 445-8111. Sell all. I got to be able to shout out my good, decent people. Marshall's down there on Carmichael Road across the street from Cousin McPhee on Carmichael. Carmichael Wood, Tubagala, right? Carmichael Wood. You could be able to go there and check them out. And I'm learning my Creole words. Okay, I'm no Rodney Monker. I know Sospoa, Tubagala. I know a couple. All right, so I'm developing that, right? But you can go down there and check them out, man. Marshall's right there, the Sell All Plaza right there. They sell appliances. Some great stuff, man. You can get a generator down there. You can get a television. You can get a fridge. You can get your Starlink. You can get your PS. I don't know, PS2. I don't know what it is now. PS5. I'm not sure, right? You can get all these things. They got some great stuff down there. You want to be able to go and check them out down there at Carmichael Wood, right? That is Sell All. Give them a call. The numbers you can call is 361-7267, 361-7267. Go check out the Pink Depot. I don't know if they still got their sale going on. You got to call down Miss Johnson and find out exactly what they got going on. But you can check out the Pink Depot. The numbers you can call 326-1875, 326-1875. It's going to be for this evening, and we could be able to jam with that and talk about those things. So I am grateful, truly grateful for all these things that's happening out here. And I hope you guys are good, right? We're on 89.5 FM, 89.5 FM. You can be able to see exactly what's what on 89.5 FM. And you can be able to check me out, right? Hold on. Thanks so much for doubting the foundation. Hold on. I hope, guys, let me know if you can hear me live out there, please. I want to be able to make sure that you can be able to hear me. Listen to the little small radio. You can hear me on the video? Okay, yeah, you should be able to hear me. I'm getting calls that are coming through, so I don't know exactly what's what. People may be calling and say, Howard, I can't hear you here. I can't hear you there. Let me know exactly what's what. I'm on air now. Give me, just let me know exactly what's what. If you could hear me, if you can hear me, give me a text, 827-0111, or hit me up on the phone, and we could be able to find out about that, 827-0111, 827-0111. Just want to make sure that I am in a good position that you could hear me wherever we are out there. And that's important to me, so we can be able to do that, right? 827-0111, so we can be able to do that. Guys, plane that killed 10 hit trees on approach. Wreckage. Let me see if I get the glasses. The shade, the glasses right there. Yeah, I can't see the thing. Okay, girl, don't fight me. I was supposed to go check my eyes, but I was too busy looking at alligators and crocodiles and all kind of things that my children you think they was at a baby christening? My baby girl come up with this thing. We tell her smile, right? I say smile, baby. She say pink pony, and she's do the little thing, right? So pink. We had a great time, right? We had a great time. We had a good time, man. We had a very good time. We enjoyed ourselves straight across the board. Let's look and see what's in the papers this morning, man. See what you guys are doing. Today's August 10th. We're out here in the land of the living, giving God praise. We're here. We ain't dead. There's some people that passed away. Listen, man, I got to say this to you. My mother was here this weekend, right? Can I do this? Let me see if I still have this thing set. My mother was here this weekend, and she celebrated with the leadership. And, this kind of a thing that they had with all these members of parliament and other persons who would have served in parliament at one point or another. They honored a great deal of those persons. And I think it was hosted by the Governor General. And she was here for that this weekend, right? She enjoyed herself. She sent me a picture with her and Glennis. Well, actually, Glennis sent the picture. Glennis Hannah Martin, right? She sent the picture to me, and I smiled to see that they was enjoying themselves at the event. I got to show you that picture. It was a beautiful picture, right? But over the weekend, a tremendous amount of things has happened. I mean, listen, it's a tremendous amount of things that's happened. All right? Okay, cool. All right, so let's check this out. Let me see if I can send this picture to you. I send this picture to... If you, I don't know if you're online, guys. If you're not online, let me know. But if you're online, you could be able to see. I'm going to try to pull this thing up for you right now, so you can see exactly what's what and what we're doing. Right? Here we go. Okay, hold on. I got to be able to do this like this. Let me see. All right, here we go. So this is the event that my mother was to. And so we put something together to say congratulations to Mom. And for all of the things that she's done. She's a wife, she's a nana. Some of them call them nana. I tell my children, call my mother Grammy. Says, I don't know if I want to be called Grammy, ma'am. You're going to choice, Use Grammy. Just deal with it, okay? Now, so he says, your life is a beautiful example of faith, strength, compassion, and selfless service. We celebrate today for every sacrifice, every act of kindness, and for every life that you've touched. Your legacy of love and service continues to inspire generations. Verna Grant. I think a woman named Verne, but anyway. It says, a life of love and legacy. This is from Howard Sr., 45 years of love and partnership. Howard Jr. and Shathanya Grant, which is my wife, Destin, Gabriel, Judea, and Helena, my children. Stefan and Brooke, that's my brother and his wife. Bernard and Shaquani Grant, that's my brother and his wife. And my little sister, my youngest sister, my only sister, Audrina, has really been able to say congratulations to our mother, Verne Grant, for being able to get this kind of a, this honor. And we're truly grateful for those persons for recognizing her. Sometimes she's, cuss us out, say we don't recognize her enough. So we contribute to the recognition that you've given her, because I guess she needs this. Praise Jesus. We're not going to fight her, right? So that's that. And this is how Gladys sent this picture to me yesterday. So this is Gladys and my mother. They took a picture yesterday, just being able to do that. And Saturday, right? And they enjoyed themselves. I just came back Saturday. I couldn't make this thing. I wanted to be there so bad, but I couldn't make it. I was absolutely exhausted. Talk to me. I'm talking about the level of exhaustion is unheard of. It was just crazy. It's too much. Okay. So that's that. And let's look and see what's in the papers today. Like I said to you, it says plane that killed 10 hit trees on approach. Records suggest that low velocity, low angle impact. But initial report gives no reason for Flamingo tragedy. The Flamingo aircraft that killed 10 people in North Andros was descending at about 300 feet and traveling at about 62 knots moments before it struck tall pine trees while lined up to land at San Andres Airport. According to the first detailed official account of the Independence Day disaster, the plane that had taken on 60 gallons of aviation fuel before the fatal flight, according to the report. So the Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority's preliminary report released yesterday suggests that the Cessna 402C's left wing made the initial contact with the trees about 1 nautical mile from the airport before the aircraft continued through the heavily wooded area, veered away from the alignment with the runway 12, and was destroyed by a post-impact fire. Man. Are we going to get to a point where we have the black box and all of these things? I don't think that the FDA requires you to be able to have a black box for aircrafts that under a certain amount of people. However, because our population, our nation, and who we are, I think that we could be able to make those stipulations within the confines of our own country so we can be able to identify these things. That's a scary thing to listen to the black box, though, I must tell you the truth. It's a scary thing to be able to listen in a small country like ours, to know that your cousin, your auntie, someone that was connected to you, a schoolmate or something like that, you could hear them screaming, oh, God, that might be a scary thing. But nonetheless, for the officials, for the technocrats to understand what's happening, why would this particular thing happen, then I think that we need to be able to do that. I think it's important. I really do. I think that we need to be able to look at that and make a determination of how to be able to navigate through these things to see exactly what's what. It's a hard thing to do, but I think that we're going to have to do that. I know this is nothing that you want to be able to have this kind of a conversation about. The first thing that popped on my mind when I saw this, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. The very first thing that popped on my mind, and hold on, let me just say something 2 seconds. Give me some coffee, please. It is my briefcase in the car. I got a new technical producer. Listen to me. Attitude, praise Jesus. I just want to be decent for my technical producer. Oi. So we're here and we're talking about these things that, listen, it is just a wild thing. I got to say this to you. The very first thing that popped up in my mind, I don't know about you, when I heard this plane crash was Aaliyah. You remember Aaliyah in Apico? When she died in Apico? How they had the equipment on there, it was too heavy. That's the very first thing that popped in my mind. She came over for, I think it was the Rock the Boat video. And she died. That was too much. That's what came on my mind. That's one of the things that I actually thought about. And I don't know whether or not this is something that we have to be able to look at, but I know that's very strong. I got to do something to see if I can be able to find out how do we sit down and speak with Mr. Let me get his name right before I say the wrong name. I tried to be able to call him, I couldn't get him. Just to be able to say, I want to call him just to be able to say exactly what's what. Let me see if I can get him. Hold on now. Hold on. I had his name here. I can see if I could get him to get on the show with me. His name is Dario McKenzie. Dario McKenzie, it's alleged. I haven't read the whole thing now because I was on my time off. I wasn't doing no work. My wife wouldn't let me do no work. I wasn't doing no work on my time off. None. I wasn't doing no work on my time off. None. You understand? I wasn't doing any work. But when I come back home, the people equate Dario McKenzie to Hiram Lewis and say, Dario McKenzie tell the people, when the power cut off, go on the beach. Let me see if I can find it for you. It's too much. I can't take it, right? It's Dario McKenzie telling people if the power cut off, go on the beach. And then the next fella's telling me, if you remember, Hiram Lewis indicated when the water off or something happened, you could be it outside and you ain't got no hot water. Just warm up the tin tub outside in the sun and put the hot water in that. I mean, these creative, crafty things that you can do if you find yourself in a bird box situation. You know what I mean? Like if you in something like that, I agree with you. But in modern times when you're paying bills, you shouldn't have to do these things. You're paying your bills. You're paying your bills. If you don't pay your bills, then you got to be creative and try to figure this out, how to be able to preserve food, dig a hole in the ground and put salt in it and all that kind of thing. You got to figure that out when you ain't got no money. But if you got money and you're paying for things, I shouldn't have to go on the beach or warm up a tin tub in the sun. I just want to be decent as I say that. I just want to be decent as I say that to you. Let's look for it on all these particular platforms. In the papers today, I got the Tribune and I got the Guardian. So we're going to go through those particular things. Let's see if we can find Dario McKenzie in the Guardian and his unfortunate thing that he says. Put it right there. Guys, make sure you give me a call, 827-0111. I should be able to set this up now. Jesus, God, thank God. Right? I should be able to set that. Thank you so much. If you all can see what's going on here. My God, praise Jesus. Okay, praise God. So, I want to be able to give me a call, guys, 827-0111. Got to shout out to those people. I heard my mother tell me over the weekend, a couple of our friends that we knew from childhood had passed away. I said, Mommy, why you never tell me this before? She said, I thought I told you this. I said, how you could tell me this if I'm surprised now? She said, but I thought I said this to you. I said, Mommy, you didn't tell me that the people died. It was an old friend of ours. She worked with my aunt for years. She died. They put her to rest in January. My mother was here with me since then 3 times. You think the woman couldn't tell me that? My auntie had to come and tell me, oh, you know Renee passed. Her name is Renee. Oh, you know Renee passed. I said, what? Mommy, oh, I thought I told you that. You could tell me that. And I didn't know. Condolences to all those persons who passed away. I am, Charlene told me this morning that Tony passed away. Anthony, what was Anthony's last name? Anthony Pender. Anthony and I worked together at the hotel. And his birthday's today? Wow. Anthony's birthday is today also. Rest in peace to Anthony Pender. Guys, if you worked at the hotel, if you've been listening to me, Anthony worked in the front office. I know a lot of hotel people is listening to me. At the Sheraton, then eventually became the Malia. You know Anthony. You probably know him from Crystal Palace also. You know Anthony. Anthony has been a pillar. I know the one thing. I know who know the Anthony. The F&M. Ooh, Jesus. Anthony was one person who had committed himself to service in those areas. He passed away. And I want to say condolences to his family and to his loved ones and his friends who would have lost a gem. He really is a good guy. I mean, he's a genuine guy. I got to see if I could be able to see German them and tell them I didn't see them in a while. But I managed Anthony in those areas. Well, I was over Anthony. I can't tell you I managed him nothing because he was quite capable and able to do some stuff. But I was over him in that area as I was the overseer for the front office. And so, that's what it is. But, man, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I am very sorry to hear that Anthony died. And all those persons, man, if you passed away, if your family members and loved ones passed away, I want to be able to extend the condolences to you and your family as you'll continue to be able to deal with what you have to as you go forward and make these things happen. And so it's a very sad thing to be able to see, but, I think all of us got a door to go through one of these days. Let's just make sure that we do what we need to do in this time and in our season in our lives that we could fulfill the purpose that God has called us to fulfill in the time and the season that He's allowed us, that He's allotted us to be able to fulfill those things, as opposed to being able to sit in His capacity and sit in His stead and just hope and wait for something to happen. That's one of the things that we got to talk about. You got to stop with this kind of a sitting down waiting for somebody to give you something. You got to stop this. You got to stop this in Jesus' name. Nobody coming to give you nothing. Get up and work. Get up and work. Figure it out. There's some people who've been doing great things. I had a conversation like that this weekend. I think some people's ambition in their life is bigger than their position. And so they're frustrated with their position because they see in their mind's eye themselves in bigger places. But even if you go through the biblical text to understand the tribulation, the trials come before victory. You got to go through to prepare you to get to. You got to go through to prepare you to get to. Because if you were just to acquire something, you don't know how to hold on to it. You don't know how to hold on to that. You got to go through. Go through and see exactly what's what and get to where God has called you to be and make those particular things happen. Guys, right after this commercial break, I'd like you guys to be able to hit me up and we could be able to talk about these things. Let me take this quick commercial break. When we get back, we can dive into a little bit more. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Coco Plum Wellness Bahamas. Experience the extraordinary fusion of open system hydrocolonic hydrotherapy and holistic rejuvenation. We are located at the One West Plaza for your convenience. Cleanse, revitalize, nourish. Your journey to good health, energy, and vitality begins here. Whether you are managing your health, is here for you. Call 242-818-7586. Your wellness comes first.
.5 Foundation Radio.
The Foundation with Howard Grant will be back right after this.
The foundation. The foundation. The foundation.
Soft yet firm. Our carpets are the best in the world. Visit Carpet World on Baloo Hill Road for the most luxurious collection of fine carpets. Call 341-8671 and visit our store, offering a wide selection in commercial and residential indoor and outdoor carpets, tiles, area mats, and much, much more. Carpet World and Flooring. Call us at 341-8671. We are at Baloo Hill Road waiting to serve you.
Sell All Electric has all your electronic needs. If you don't believe me, pass by and take a look at our vast inventory.
We are located in the Marshalls Plaza, Carmichael Road. Our store hours are 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Give us a call at 242-361-7265 or email themarshallsgroupltd8@gmail.com. Or you can visit Games and More in the Southwest Plaza, Carmichael Road. Sell all. Come on in and take a look.
The best talk show in the Bahamas. The Foundation with Howard Grant. Only on 89.5 FM Foundation Radio.
The Foundation with Howard Grant will be back right after this.
The foundation. The foundation. The foundation.
You gotta. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me. I am so. If I could just tell you, one day I can write a book. I can write a book. The journey. I don't know what they can call it. But these things, this journey is something else. I am absolutely. This is hilarious to me. What's happening right now, I got a special person being able to help me in the background. And, this is their first time doing this. So I'm grateful for the assistance as we get to these things. Guys, you can give me a call. The lines are wide open. Let me try to be able to give Julian a call and see exactly what he's saying. Because he's been calling me for the past few days trying to figure out Howard, where you are. And I've been in the States getting calls from Julian and all. He called me yesterday to see exactly what's what. Let's see if we can call him today and see what's going on with him. Press mute on the line. I don't know if we got Julian today, so we just try to be able to call him another day. I just wanted to let him know that we were back and we were here jamming with you on a day-to-day basis. You can be able to give us that. If you're out there and you're listening, give me a call, 827-0111. The lines are wide open, 827-0111. 827-0111. Tell me what's been going on with you. What's going on? Talk to me. Let me know exactly what's been going on in the city. A lot of persons are indifferent with what's happening at Bahamas Grid and BPL and that kind of interaction that exists in those particular places. I'm hearing a lot of murmurs. And persons identify this as a cash grab. And these guys at Bahamas Grid being able to design these things just to be able to get things for themselves and whatnot. That has been a lot of the conversations that's been happening socially, locally, and being able to identify those things. Hey, listen, I don't know. I'm not going to fight them. But I'd like to talk to you about that and get some of your views and your opinions associated with that to find out where we are as a nation, where we are as a people, and whether or not we are on point to be able to get to where God has called us to be, and whether or not we've drifted. A lot of persons have already taken on this kind of a position to be able to talk about, and I don't know whether or not this is something that they're waiting for. Some people just have been waiting to say something, you know what I mean? Like they've been waiting for a while to tell you, you see? That's why I can't vote PLP right there. Jesus Christ. That's why I vote. They're waiting for the slightest thing. You see the wind shift like that? PLP. They cause that. You need to stop, right? And so a lot of persons are now being able to identify and put a target on the back of the politicians and more specifically the government of the Bahamas, which is the Progressive Liberal Party, and indicate that as a result of some of the issues that we've suffered over the past 2 weeks or so with inconsistent power in certain areas. I've been watching and I've been listening to the voice notes when I was off in the evening when I get home. I'd listen to the voice notes. I ain't reading no story to be able to fill my brains up with the thing. Not yet. I didn't. I listened to a couple of voice notes. And in the voice notes, a lot of the persons would actually be able to target BPL and talk about those things and listen to the voice notes also for Beaches and Parks and the young lady who was allegedly, supposedly, apparently a part of the Free National Movement who would have gotten a significant position and, whatever happened, whatever transpired after that. I've listened to a couple of voice notes and I don't know, it's kind of lowbrow for me. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the kind of a conversation. It's too much for me. It's a lowbrow conversation. I don't get into those things. It's a low thing. I don't, listen, people can run on with that. Praise God. People can say some things. Praise God. I ain't getting that because it's a lowbrow conversation. It don't make sense to me. Qualification, capability, insight, passion, determination, nationality. You got those things together? Let's go. I don't have the time to say in this economy that because you use the F&M, I can fire you. The devil is a liar. That doesn't make sense. I mean, that's a stupid thing. Oh, listen to me. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it in Jesus' name. Amen. Stop it. All y'all, stop it. Stop it. The PLP just won a handsome victory in 2021 because of a dislike and a disdain for Hubert Alexander Menace. The PLP won. The PLP won again because of a ill-prepared and unenthusiastic, disconnected organization, which is the Free National Movement, and the PLP was able to take victory again for the very first time in years, 30 years, 34 years. almost 40 years. The PLP was able to take victory again. If the Free National Movement doesn't find themselves in the right position to make some things happen, the PLP will win again in 2031. It's just simple. There's no two ways about that. You want to row about that. You could row until your face blue and your mouth tired. The PLP will win again if the Free National Movement doesn't prepare himself for 231. And you mean to tell me anyone who has any dedication to the Free National Movement ain't gonna get a job for 15 years? You got to be out of your mind. You got to be stupid. You got to be stupid. These qualified people, capable people, articulate people, insightful people, national. These are Bahamian people. You don't want them to get a job? You don't want these people to get a job for 15 years? The PLP can be in power if the FNM don't get it together. You don't want the people to get a job? You got to be crazy. How they can feed the children? How they can take care of what they have to take care of? How the country can move forward? You think only the PLP know how to do these things? You ain't making no sense to me. Let the young girl work. And I don't know why Michael Pintat, you see, before I even talk, I tell you I read the thing and I see it properly. But I don't know why Michael Pintat making a whole having a hissy fit over this thing. I don't know why. And you're supposed to be setting on putting your affairs in order. I don't understand what's going on. It's just this post-vacation mode. Let's be clear with you. This post-vacation mode. I fresh off the vacation. I still got a hotel water on me. Decent. I still got Denny's in my system. Let's be decent. Don't fight me. I'm simply saying to you, in my reemergence into this kind of a space, in identifying these things, ingesting the information as I look through these things and I peruse, I'm waiting to be told and spoken to and getting deeper into these conversations to identify these things as members of Parliament are still on vacation and be prepared for them to be able to come back in September as all of them finding their ways to be able to get in their constituencies and do the back to school giveaway and so forth and so on. Yesterday, I passed Wolf Road, the field area on Wolf Road just now, and I saw, I think there was a show. No, that wasn't a show. One of the number places have all kind of little things, all the little children out there playing, having a great time. This is what they're doing now. And so they're finding their way into those various constituencies as members of Parliament, giving away backpacks and food, and books and this and that and all these things like that, getting the kids prepared for school. This is what our expectations are. This is what the expectations are. And in September, they'll be right back on the money, right back on the ball, getting these things done. That's what our expectations are. That is what our expectations are. Okay? Let's read it. Let's read it. Let's dive into it and see exactly what's what. Instead of speculations, instead of casual conversations, we could identify exactly what's what, and we could see exactly what's going on. Okay? Here we go. FNM leader Michael Pintar demanded that the reinstatement of a young professional whose abrupt departure from the Bahamas' Public Parks and Beaches Authority was triggered allegations of the political victimization, and the party supporters protested outside the authority on Friday. Well, first and foremost, let's do this. You know I can do this. This is what I do. If you didn't want to bring so much attention to the individual, to the young lady, you should never show up. If you really want this girl to get her job back, you should not have showed up. If you really want this young lady to be able to get a job and an opportunity, you should have never shown up. Now, you put a political target on this young girl back. How in the hell is she supposed to work anywhere else? Everything is not for political posturing. You need to stop that. This is, y'all never think about people. You only think about the prolonging and this kind of projection of your career. You should have never shown up if you really wanted to help this young lady. This was a telephone call. Hey, listen, Jamal, what's up? All is well, man. What's up, Pintard? How can I help? Listen, Jamal, you get rid of this young lady. She's really good at what she does. PLP is already in for 10 years. He's qualified. I know that you may get some pressure politically, but what can you do to help her? Well, you know I'm in this particular position, and I'm a part of Beaches and Authority. If we've already identified her, that doesn't mean that she can't be a part of environment. Why don't you call Zane? Call Zane. You call Zane. Zane is a substantive minister. Zane, how you doing, brother? Everything good? Listen, I need some help with this, and this. All right, we have some place we could be able to put her. No fanfare. No, she's a F&M. She's a this. She's a that. She gets in a position. She's good. You didn't really want her to get a job back. You don't. You don't care about her. You don't care about her. You don't. Baby, baby doll, I hope you could hear me wherever you are. They don't care about you. They only care about the prolonging of their political career. And if the PLP was to acquiesce and give you a job, the first thing that the Free National Movement would do is jump up and say, well, they better do that. We tell them to do that, and they had to do that because they know what they did was wrong. And now you're screwed because you're in the crosshairs, and ain't nobody can do that for you because no one will be identified as defeated in a political race. No one. They use you as a proverbial rabbit, as a carrot, to be able to dangle you in the front of the social concepts for all to devour, to identify and to devour. This is only for display. Your career, your qualifications, all those things are now out there on display, just like Osborne. You remember Miss Osborne who's working at BPL? They tell her, Bannister and all of them. Remember they told her, well, she got makeup done for $700. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Their concern was never to set you straight. Their concern was never to help you. Their concern is to be able to make you a martyr. All they're doing is stretching you far and wide as an F&M flag to be able to say that the PLP is victimizing, and you know. I never understood y'all, you know. If the PLP called me as a consultant or a director, hold on, it's Berenice. Good afternoon, Berenice. How you doing, baby?
God's blessings and miraculous envelopment of the Holy Spirit upon you and your family.
Yes,
I know you all were on vacation, so I said, I will be the first one in when you mentioned Jamal Strong just now,
Yes,
right?
yes.
With the F&M personality
Yes.
who was let go. Right?
Right.
Yes, well, this is why I call in. And you remember when I made the remark that I have no Johnston family out there?
You said that.
Other than my son?
You said that.
Do you recall that?
I said, remember that.
Okay, listen to the name of that young lady, Erenice, or Erenique or something. Well, this is the individual who allegedly, let me say allegedly, said that I was her mother or auntie or somebody from the F&M and collected money on my behalf.
Berenice!
Saying that they were the advocate.
Berenice, serious?
This is the truth.
Jesus.
And you're the one who wants the truth, and the truth will cause your ratings to fly high.
Talk to me about it
okay?
now. Allegedly.
I never.
Allegedly.
You know where I live. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know where I live, right?
Go
I
ahead.
told you Market Street.
Yeah.
Hay Street is on Market Street. No, in this Bethlehem manger.
You live right by me.
Right down the road from you. And
right.
when I'm ready, that's why I said you will have a universal assignment. I want you to take the photo of this place because they said the 4 prime ministers just treat me good. Well, the monies was going to this allegedly Erenique or whatever from the PLP caucus, and some of the PLP stalwarts were angry, and that is why I said I cover Prime Minister Philip Edward Brave Davis because he's ushered in for a time such as now. He has a very cool, calm, collected personality. And this is one of the reasons why I said the PLP is now ready for this. Now, that lady has collected all kinds of job position and campaign funds reference to certain groupings out of the FNM, who
Allegedly.
I call the 8 suspects.
Allegedly.
And the senior FNM personality. The PLP doesn't have no corruption
Allegedly.
in that place.
Okay.
Okay, so I only call in early. So don't let that other personality who believe he is the spokesman for the FNM and the new Prime Minister Pintard.
Your auntie cousin.
Please, the financial investigation
Your
have
non-cousin.
cleared all of our PLP personalities, and this is right here where all the money that and the ratings and whatever shareholders and royalties on every radio station, my voice is only on radio. And I told the U.S. Embassy staff, the correspondents of the federal government, before Mr. Trump came in under when Nicole Evans was out here,
Yeah.
and she was forced out of office.
Yeah.
And then when they threatened, I don't know if you remember, when they threatened Doug Manchester, that's a file has to be closed. So the Royal Bahamas Police Force, I can guarantee you, and I boast, is the best on planet Earth because their services will be used. But I only wanted to let you know that.
This
the
is-
monies I never
you
have, and I
wanted-
told my
you
son to
wanted-
wear his raggy clothes, and I don't have many shoes. That's why I didn't go to the church, because I really want to see and speak with Dame Marguerite Pinling, Her Excellency for Life, and Dame Cynthia Alexandria Pratt, who is deserving of that position up on Mount Fitzwilliam. Now, God bless you. You have any questions for me, sir?
You say you ain't got no shoes and no thing. Man, stop that, Berenice. I can get you in pretty shoes
I
and one shirt.
do
You
not.
can see them.
Listen here, young man.
If you want to.
I went to I end up having invalidity assistance. I am still in a part of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, like I told you, I transitioned to do high-profile investigation, so I had to take the blows.
Okay.
Because this is the pilot project of invasion and espionage. This is the pilot project. So when you think you're talking to yourself, many people are watching and listening. There are no secrets. I told Mr. Ingram, Mr. Christie, Mr. Menace, and Mr. Davis. Okay, so I took my writing reference to the DPL of tragedy. What happened? That writing, that report was placed in the hand of Prime Minister Menace, Mr. Desmond Bannister, Mr. Marvin Hepburn Dane, and I think it was one of the journalists, Peter Turnquest's niece, Ava Turnquest. Okay? So, anytime you know my number, but when it's time, God will redeem and bring every fund, because some have to go to the Royal Bahamas Police Force, because some of our senior officers are in more dire state than me. I know I don't have no shoes. I don't want to beg no shoes. I'm going to buy them with what we have earned in partnership with the U.S.
Hold on, Bernice.
Reagan administration.
Hold on, Bernice, before you go. Now, I said I see the PLP win in 21 because of a hatred or disdain towards Menace. The PLP won in 26 as a result of their commitment and this sort of a social concept that says we don't believe that Michael Pintard and the Free National Movement is prepared at this time. If the Free National Movement stays on this course, the PLP will win in 2031. Now, that's 15 years of ruleship of the Progressive Liberal Party, potentially. Do you believe that qualified, capable people within the Free National Movement who support the Free National Movement or the COI or the DNA should not be given an opportunity in this country?
Not at this time, because they were not honest with the people. Okay? They, especially Lincoln Bain, he misled those folks using the same groupings who caused the FNM to be in self-destruction mode. And it's the same 8 that play between all of these parties. Okay? So I will leave it there as a code. But when you really want me to answer, that spokesman who believes he knows everything about technology, I told him I'll run circles around him legitimately, because we have all of the earnings from the U.S.
Who got your last name, but he ain't your cousin?
Always, soon he can hang up, then he can come and call, say, Berenice Johnson talking to us. Our national debt shall be reduced in the name of Jesus, because we already earned the funds. And Mr. President Donald John Trump is a man who does not love to see bloodshed. And what is happening over in the Strait of Hormuz is orchestrated by insurgents. We have all of that geopolitical research from way back from the first Ayatollah Khomeini, who was out here at one time, I think in the 80s, late 70s, 80s. And I think he died in 81, somewhere around there. And from then there was turmoil. We will have a resolve, biblical discipline resolve. You'll be a part of it, you and Madam Poitier, Pasetti, and now Grant. You take care. God bless you and your family, because I shall receive what we work very hard for. And as the lead investigator and spokeswoman, because I listen to every talk show, that was my assignment. That's why many of my police officers didn't see me, and they attacked my commissioner, burn a house down, pimp slap a whole senior police. Where is the lawlessness? We know the Nassau Village. I defend that young man, Mr. Strong, and also Markel Botterby, because there was ECT activities going on, especially in the National Insurance Board. Now, God bless one and all. You take care.
Thank you so much, Bernice. I appreciate your telephone call. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be able to be a part of what we're doing, please give me a call. The numbers to dial today, 827-0111. Bernice always has an earful for me as we continue to be able to drop our airs with these particular things. Sometimes we have a tendency, because of the lane that we live in and the condition that we are subjected to or we ingest on a day-to-day basis, anything outside of that seems to be lacks credibility, right? So you say it's incredible, right? But the truth is if we start to be able to identify these things, you got to ask yourself, how did she know this? How did you know that? How did you know these things? And sometimes, even if you don't want to be able to relegate the entire flame to this, Grammy said the fire ain't far from the smoke. So that's a kind of a conversation. Let's continue to be able to talk about these things. Pintard being able to take on this kind of a position. Just let's read this and see what's what. So the controversy surrounding Erinique Johnson, Bernie said this is not her child. Praise Jesus. Right? The controversy surrounding Erinique Johnson who's recruited as the director of human resources but left the authority shortly after the beginning work, prompting an online Justice for Erinique campaign and criticisms for the Free National Movement and its Torchbearers Youth Association. Mr. Pintard, Long Island MP Andre Rollins joined protesters outside of the authority before meeting its executive chairman Jamal Strawn to discuss Ms. Johnson's situation. We maintain that she ought to be reinstated. This is Mr. Pintard said. That that the simple issues, well, if it was a simple issue, you exacerbate the thing and spread it out into an area that it didn't have to be. From you get up and you all decide to be able to create an entire campaign, how the hell they can hire her now? Y'all just don't think I tell you this ain't about y'all? Erinique need a job? Erinique, you don't need a job? Praise Jesus. I ain't getting your business. I just saying, I'm reading the thing, right? So it says, that is a simple issue. He has an opportunity as a young chairman to do the right thing in terms of demonstrating the young Bahamians we have a shot. Stop it, man. Stop it. Stop with your stupidity. And I just have to say it like this. Y'all stop it, man. Y'all just play like y'all don't know what politics is in this country. You can't do that. As the leader of an organization, you, Michael Pintard, you can't do that. You couldn't do it in North Apico. You couldn't make a determination who can do what in North Apico. You couldn't do it in Eleuthera. You couldn't make a determination of who's going to be there. You couldn't make a determination of who's going to be in South and Southern Shores. What you doing? You don't think that there is a hierarchy of power? You think that we are so naive out here that you could be able to present us with a particular concept and that we're supposed to ingest that, chew on that, swallow that, absorb that, and let it become truth? That is not true. Jamal don't have supreme power in this position. He don't. Jamal boss right now is Zain Lightborn, because he's absorbed into the Ministry of Environment. Zane Lightbourne is substantive minister. And if Zane can't do it, Zane have to take these things to cabinet. Stop it. You think this is an easy thing? From you show up, it cannot be easy no more. This was an easy conversation to have. I told you, you're going to call him, and you got Jamal number, I got Jamal number. You got Zane number, I got Zane number. You got Chester number, I got Chester number. You got the Prime Minister number, I got the Prime Minister number. We know how to make these calls. Make the call. Nobody need to know what you're talking about. Listen, man. Y'all didn't bust out behind it. We didn't lose. I mean, you got to cut everybody who's a FNM. 10 years is a long time. Give the girl a play for me. Do that little favor for me. She's a good girl. She's well at what she does. We'll tell her to tamper down on the FNM to do. And even if you got to move her from that position, put her someplace else. Make sure you get her straight, eh? Do that for me. All right, no problem. Bang! The telephone call finish. Erinique straight. No big campaign. FNM all the way. All the stupidness. You do not want Erinique to have a job. Why don't you hire her to be your assistant as Her Majesty's Royal Opposition Leader? Let her be your people. Let her be your what should I call it, the protocol officer. Let her be that. Since you're so concerned about these people, you need to stop it. You ought to just make these political theatrics, man. That's all this is. This is a bunch of foolishness. You should not have come out here and say nothing. There's ain't nothing to come out here and talk about. This is a political decision that could have easily been fixed with the telephone call. Of course, they didn't want to put Veronique at the forefront. She then taken pictures all over the world with the FNM, so forth and so on. The people know her to be the FNM. She might have been online cussing up and down to say, I's the FNM, I read and I ain't scared, and so forth and so on. Well, the fear has presented itself. The fear of non-employment for the next 5 to 10 years. The fear of non-productivity for the next 5 to 10 years. And now you amplify that by tenfold just showing up and standing on the side of her saying, preserve, what do you call it? Justice for Erinique campaign. Y'all need to stop this. This don't make sense. Y'all making a mountain out of a molehill. This is a mountain that you're making out of a molehill. There are many FNMs who are right now who got contracts who ain't saying a thing. Right now. They got contracts and they ain't saying a word. Their mum's the word. Their mouth is shut and their belly is full. Nobody can talk when they're eating, eh? Talk to me. It's impolite to talk when you're eating. Mum's the word. They got contracts right now. Erinique could have been straight. The PLP can be in for a long time once the FNM keep bull skating and messing around like that. The PLP is going to be in for a long time. If the FNM don't get their stuff together, the PLP will, they must, they have to take care of the Bahamian people. They have to. There is no way that you could be in this position and believe that it's going to be okay. The PLP will, they must, they have to take care of the Bahamian people. FNM, PLP, QRST, it don't matter. They got to take care of these people. Got to. And so I say that to you with the greatest degree of respect. This is a silly thing that you've done. And then I tell you, the Free National Movement has been making some very silly moves. Very silly moves. Just for press. You operate on the concept and idea of The Apprentice and Donald Trump prior to his presidency. You believe that all press is good press. That's what you believe. You believe that all press is good press. Whether it's negative, whether it's positive, all press is good press. Because your ability to spin it, to twist it, to make people perceive these things, to identify these things, you believe that all press is good press. And that's not the case. You're destroying this young lady's career, the potential of what she has, by being able to get these people who are moving towards senior citizens capacity to hold placards up to be able to talk about justice for Erinique. Erinique is a young girl. She can be okay. She's qualified. She's capable. She could be able to do these things. She could find herself. This ain't new, man. You've seen these things before. You've seen these things before. You all listen. Listen. When the Free National Movement was in, and Gabby had a position at NIB. Do you remember? Gabby who's on the radio now, who's beyond with me sometimes. When she had a radio, when she had a position over at NIB, I think she was on the board of something. I can't remember what a specific position was. Man, social media like to carry her to town. They like to cuss out and say what she ain't doing, why this and that, and how she getting this and blah, 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 blah. They like to take her to town. They like to cuss out like a dog. But the Free National Movement kept her, and they preserved the position for her, and they made sure that they accommodated her accordingly. Social media will have some things to say. That means that you have to react in a particular manner. The Free National Movement taking on this kind of a course to say that you're championing what's supposed to be political victimization and being able to champion those things, you'll need to stop it. If Howard Grant is a consultant for, let's just say hypothetically, Howard Grant is a consultant for ZNS. Okay? Howard Grant is a consultant for ZNS. Howard Grant is a talk show host for ZNS, hypothetically. Okay? This is hypothetical. And I would have gotten that, acquired this position under a particular political organization, let's say the PLP. Had an opportunity to be able to do these things under the PLP and sit there on these particular capacities. Now, I don't have to be, PLP. I know that I was hired by the PLP. I know that I sit in this capacity by the PLP. I know that this is one of the positions that they have. If Howard Grant sits in the capacity of an executive chairman at ZNS, hypothetically, and the Free National Movement wins, and the PLP would have gotten me that position, there's no expectation that I can sit there while the PLP in, while the next government in. That's a stupid thing. I don't understand why people don't get your affairs in order and prepare yourself to leave. I just do not understand you. What do you want? You've already had your fill. You've had your 5 years. You had your whatever time to be able to acquire these particular things. It's time to go. Even right now, Piceworth sat in that position as executive chair. Now they have another chairman in the capacity. Even within the confines of your own political organization, there must be an opportunity given to somebody else to be able to move up. Come on, I don't understand what you people are talking about. I don't understand this. If you are a Free National Movement member and you have acquired this particular position and you step back, that's one thing. If the PLP has given you this position and you people amplify that you was the FNM and these particular things happen, they will accommodate you. I believe that they will happen. Because if the PLP could identify you, or this government could identify your qualification, and they just don't need to put you in that position, they would find a position to put you in. But that takes a very strategic and calculated conversation behind the scenes. You don't come in front of the camera and deliberate. Y'all got to be stupid. You don't come in front of the camera and deliberate. Nobody need to know what the hell's going on. You don't come in front of the camera and do these things. And the biggest man in the organization, the chairman, the leader, come to agit. The chairman didn't even show up. What are you all doing? Man. Jesus. I don't understand what y'all doing. I do not understand what y'all doing. You all have made for 6 years straight the stupidest political, and I gotta say it like this, man. I have too much decorum, and I know too much words I could be able to say anything else. I could make this sound politically correct. I need you to understand that what you have done over the past 6 years has been asinine, stupid, as it relates to productivity and moving forward. This is stupid. It doesn't make sense. If you want Erinique to do something, why create a campaign like that? Why? Why? This is not the type of society. I have the microphone every Jesus day. Every day God sent, I have microphone. I got 2. I got on my platform. I got on social media. I got on television. I got microphone all over this country. I could go on a mic and complain about anybody, anytime. I see Rodney Munker got so mad with somebody. I can't remember who the hell he was talking about. 3 weeks straight. He take them to work every Jesus day for 3 weeks straight. 3 weeks straight. He stick a knife in them every day for 3 weeks straight. Every day. Rodney did that. 21 days. "21 days, Rodney did that. 3 weeks straight. Let's be clear about this. When you have this microphone, you have a capability of doing all manner of things. You think I'm stupid enough to come out here and deliberate my indifference and my lack of satisfaction with a particular grouping of people? I ain't got the thing done yet. You think I'm stupid enough to come out here and use my microphone as vinegar? Because you only got honey or vinegar. That's all you could work with. You need to be able to deal with these things with grace. You need to be able to deal, or you could be able to go a way that you trying to be able to pull down people. You think I can use my microphones, my platforms to denigrate these particular people? No, man, I can't do that. We live in one little small society. Next thing you know, I can't get my child in school. You all got to stop the stupidness, you know. One little small society we live in. I can't get my child in school. My bank account have a problem. All these things because people is work against you. People is work against you. You do what you have to do behind the scenes. You make your calls. Ernie, what happened? They fired you? Okay, hold on. Let me make a telephone call. Jamal, what happened? So the people tell you get rid of it, so you have to do that. There's a little pressure on you. You could find someplace else to put up. Yeah, we're looking for something. All right. Call Ernie. Ernie, listen, I can need you to hold it down for a couple of days. We can be okay. They can make sure to take care of you. If they can't take care of you, they can give you a contract to make sure that you're comfortable and you could do this, this, and this. I promise you from here to Jesus, that's how that's supposed to go. I promise you, I give you my word. I promise you from here to God, that is exactly how that was supposed to go. This stupid display of political asininity is going to cause a problem for this young lady politically. Y'all don't know how to do things in your own country? You don't know how to do nothing in your own country? You don't know how to navigate these particular roadblocks in your own country? You got to be out of your mind. And everybody who is politically naive have a conversation to say, have something to say. When I just feel like, from you start the conversation with you feel, you don't know how nothing is go. You just running off a sheer emotion. That's like the vapors in the gas tank. That don't make no sense. You can't get nowhere with that. You can't even float with that. You can't even coast with the vapors in the gas tank when you hit E. That's your emotion. That's how you feel. You feel like there's only vapors in the gas. It ain't real. It ain't real. I say this to you. It's not real. Let's read some more. Mr. Strawn has not addressed the matter directly, rejecting claims that the political affiliation influenced the authorities' employment decisions, and saying that the statement Friday that it does not comment on confidential employment matters. Absolutely correct. That's his responsibility. He says, I will, however, state unequivocally that the employment decisions are not influenced by political affiliation. That's what he says. He said that any suggestion to the contrary is inconsistent with the manner in which the authority conducts its affairs. That's absolutely correct and statesmanlike. I want to thank him for being able to say that. He says, following his meeting with Mr. Pintar, the chairman described the discussion as very fruitful. Yeah, that means that they came to a conclusion. And very progressive. That means that the PLP is taking care of this fight, right? And we said that the dialogue remained open. All right. That means that they may not necessarily be able to put her back right there to satisfy those particular persons, but we're open enough to look at some place to accommodate her and make that she straight. It says, however, when asked whether or not Ms. Johnson would be reinstated, Mr. Strawn did not give a direct answer. Yeah, because you wasn't listening. You all don't know how to listen politically. The man said the thing was very fruitful. That's one. He said it's very progressive. That's two. He said, and the dialogue remained open. That's three things you need to understand that Ms. Johnson is taken care of if they shut up. You all don't listen. I don't know how to say this to you. Read the story. The man said it was fruitful. That was good. That means that they came up with some conclusions to come to the matter and say we can do this. That's fruitful. They wasn't hard and fast that she needed to be in this particular position. They was open to some concepts and there was reciprocity there. Praise Jesus. It was fruitful. And then it going on and it said that it was very progressive. That means that they added some ideas to make sure that the PLP could always be at the top and be identified as a government that is inclusive in its concepts and has a desire because of its consecutive victory to ensure that they take care of all Bahamians. That's what the very progressive is. Let's be clear about this. And then they say it's open because even if we can't accommodate you locally, we could accommodate you across the board because we've already had a strategic conversation where it matters. All of this could have happened without one placard. All of this could have happened without one placard. I keep trying to put this thing behind my ears. Without one placard, all of this could happen. But they did it. And then it goes on to be able to say this. Mr. Pintard disputed that account, saying that Ms. Johnson had rescinded her resignation. There's no resignation letter in hand because she rescinded any resignation. This is what he said. He said, the dispute has intensified since the Torchbearers Youth Association alleged that Ms. Johnson, who had left stable employment to take the position, was forced and intimidated into resigning on her second day at the authority. Now, you all need to learn how to read. I can say this to you. You all don't like me to talk to you like this, but you need to learn how to read. It goes, it says, he said the authority was reviewing her resignation letter and would continue the discussion. However, when asked whether or not Ms. Johnson would be reinstated, Mr. Strawn would not answer directly. He said that the authority was reviewing her resignation letter and would continue discussions. Mr. Pintard disputed the account, saying that Ms. Johnson had rescinded her resignation letter. That was a part of the fruitful prospect. There was reciprocity that existed in these particular spaces. Michael Pintard didn't have to say that. He didn't have to say that she rescinded anything. He needs to always have the hand up to make you to understand that, oh, no, I negotiated that and this is what just happened. Stop that. Stop that. You're negotiating with the chairman. The substantive minister didn't get involved. The prime minister didn't get involved. The prime minister who doesn't have hold a particular position. You need to stop that. All you had to do is say, yes, we understand that. We expect a great deal of things to happen. And we know that this administration has committed to a great deal of things in terms of progression and growth and inclusion and nationalism. They've continued to do that. And we put this as an example to see whether or not they are committed to the things that they've said to the Bahamian people and being able to push past politics and being able to accommodate the Bahamian people. That's all you say. You know the conversation that you all had. That's all you say. That you got to come out here and dispute these particular things. You got to do that. And they said the dispute intensified since the Torchbearers Youth Association alleged that Ms. Johnson, who had left stable employment to take on the position, was forced and intimidated into resigning on the second day of the authority. According to the association, Ms. Johnson was interviewed and approved for the Human Resources Director post and had assisted with the staff training seminar before formally beginning work. Torchbearer President Xavier Knowles said that Ms. Johnson started work on Tuesday. I can't read no more of this. I'm sick and tired of this now. Okay, sorry. That's it. They bring everybody out to have a conversation about this woman? They bring everybody out? How's Xavier? Xavier, how are you getting this? I'm not reading no more of that story. I'm sick and tired of it, okay? Do the right thing. Stop being silly and making everything political. If you want Ernie to get a job, if you want any other people to get a job, you know how to call the minister, you know how to call the chairman, you know how to call these particular things. Everybody don't need to know your business. Everybody don't need to know your name and your position. It states that Jamal Strawn was confident and comfortable with her ability, her capability, her qualifications, and he strategically placed her in a particular position. Jamal is an educated man. He's come off from school. He's been here in these particular positions. He's worked with a great deal of people in the country. He knows who can do what. He understands. He couldn't win Nassau Village just by being able to ensure that PLPs were taken care of. He had to look across the board. He had to look across the board to make a determination as to exactly what happened. And in looking across the board, he identified Aranique. I don't see why this is a big thing. He's know the commitment that he's made. He stood there. He never backed down from it. And he will be able to accommodate her accordingly in due time and due season. We're going to have to stop this foolishness, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to stop this foolishness. If the PLP can be in for all that time, welcome back, Howard, LOL. So yes, your boy Monka was mad about, it says, yeah, your boy when Monka was mad at you, it was over. I telling you, when Monka was mad at you, he talked with you every Jesus day on the radio. He don't care. And if you mad, stay mad. He got the microphone every day. He talking about you. And then you got to dismiss him and say something wrong with him. Don't worry about him. He said something wrong with him. Don't worry about him. But your name out there stretched far and wide every day. He fortifies his information. He go to attorneys. He go to the archives. He find out everything he could find on you and stretch that thing far and wide every day God sent. But that ain't no way that you deliberate in this society. If I got a problem with you, I promise you, I can call you. Hey, listen, I need this. Boom, 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 boom. But Howard, I can't. Boom, boom. Not right now. You got to do no. Okay, no problem. No problem. I told you I had issues for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I cut off my power. My air conditioner wasn't working. This wasn't working. I was frustrated. All these things happened. 3 weeks I waited. And you hear me today praising these people for rectifying an issue. I don't have time to be creating enemies. I like to sleep cool in the night. Amen? I'm too big to be sleeping hot like a volcano. The devil is a liar. I need my room cool. It's so cool. And then I got a fan on top of that. So I got cool breeze knocking me all night. Praise Jesus. This will be this work for cool breeze. You understand me? You think I want 80 fighting and problems with BPL? Never. The devil is a liar. This is my friends. What the fella say? The police are my friend. This my friends. I got no problem with them. Whoever I got to cuss, I cuss offline. And they know if I'm mad enough, I can mention it tomorrow. The fellas tell me, man, Grant, you wouldn't go on the radio and say this, and this. I said, yes, I would say it. He said, no, man, you wouldn't say that about us. That'll be a lie. I said, well, if it's a lie, I could retract it the next day. I said, but I could say it. And they laugh. They laugh. They say, all right, we can set it straight. Praise God. Everything is not meant to be deliberated in the public. Political and otherwise. Everything is not meant for everyone to, it's not for public consumption. I don't know whether the Free National Movement has come to that conclusion. Everything is not a proverbial smooth stone to try to be able to take out Goliath with. This doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense what you're doing. Say, Monker will talk about you non-stop and tell everybody how you unsaved. That's Rodney. We know Rodney. And spiritual advisor is right there trying to be able to call. My spiritual advisor. You're talking nonsense. My spiritual advisor. Cooper pushes to fill teacher vaccines before schools open. Education Minister Chester Cooper. Lord. Education Minister Chester Cooper could not say whether or not all teachers' vaccines would be filled before vaccines. I keep saying vaccines. It's vacancies, would be filled before schools reopen. It said that the Ministry of Education issued the placement letter daily. There are qualified people in this country right now who, and I know one. I don't know why. There's someone that I know who was a teacher who left the profession to do things other than being able to teach. I don't know whether or not they lost the passion and love for it, but I'd like to be able to say that you got to find your way back. And I think that these people know who they are. I ain't got to call nobody name. They listen to me enough, so I ain't got to call nobody name. But the country needs you. The future needs you. Our children need you to be able to pour passion and discipline. If you're a man out there with qualifications and you have some iota or desire to be able to pour into these particular things, fill these vacancies. If you're content with the idea of being able to get Ghanaian or Jamaican or Trinidad or Tobago or anywhere else to be able to fill these vacancies and teach our children, then okay, praise Jesus. If you believe that you would have done everything that you could do to be able to prepare yourself to go work for some white man from town. Did you watch Thinner? White Man from Town? If you are putting yourself in this kind of a position to be able to work elsewhere for a white man from town in another jurisdiction, another country, another space, another area, and you don't look back at being able to develop your country, hey, that's on you. But something got to be able to click in your head that we got to take care of home. I watched an interview with a young lady. Oh, God, where is it? Charlene sent it to me, too, And the same day Charlene sent it to me, I open it. I want to play this for you. And it's only a couple of minutes. It ain't long. It's only a couple of minutes. I was supposed to get her contact. I never did. I tell you, I was in vacation mode. I was supposed to get her contact, and I never did. I listened to her. I listened to this sort of an idea that she had. I listened to her passion. I listened to her position. I listened to the fact that she would have been off, and she came back home with a desire to be able to help and to hear from people and to help our country to be able to move forward. I listened to her, and I was moved. I said, wow, this is excellent. And I said, I'd love to be able to have a conversation with her, right? I saw somebody else having a conversation with her over some kind of brunch. I don't exactly know what her name is, but I want to be able to play something from you. Some people who would have gone off, and I hope you don't have no problem with me playing this, right? But some people would have gone off and done a great deal of things. Let me see if Charlene had it, Hold on. Let me see. This is it right here. Okay, hold on. I think this is it. Yes. This is it. I want you to hear this. I can play this for you right now. And I want you to hear this. I'm going to play this. I can play this for you. And I want you to hear this. Now, I be all up on TikTok and doing my thing. But there's a lot of people out there that don't necessarily have the passion that they need to have in these various capacities and doing some stuff. Let's do this. Let me open it up so you can be able to see it and you can participate in listening to it. It should be able to play right now. I don't know what's happening. It's freaking out. Let's see if we can be able to get it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. Hold on. Let's see if we can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. She's right here. Her name is Haley. I Investigating Life, comma, Business. All the information's in there, and she's actually talking. Let me see if I can get her. I don't know why it's not playing. Okay, let me try this for you. I'm going to try this for you. I'm just going to cut it on, and so you could be able to hear it. I'm going to put it closer to the microphone so you can be able to hear it. I just want you to hear a little piece. I just want to be able to hear a little piece of what she said so you can be able to see exactly what's what.
I did 4 years. I just moved back home to Nassau.
Oh, Jesus, what happened?
I just moved back home to Nassau, and it's not what I expected, but not in the way that you may think. I left the Bahamas in 2021, straight after college. I did 4 years in Texas and got a finance degree. I was pretty successful throughout my college journey. I got the scholarships, the grants, the internships. I was the president of orgs, and I was super involved on campus. And I think
I don't know what happened. Hold on, wait. Oh, sorry.
Got the most out of my experience. I went on to do my full-time offer in New York in finance, which people keep telling me is a pretty big deal or whatever, but it's just who I am as a person. I found myself still wanting more, like trying to push the needle. So I was doing things like trying to figure out what business I can buy, how can I invest more of my money, how can I push the needle further, basically, and how can I achieve more. At that point, I started my first real business, and it's something that I'm still working on. But after all of it, I never thought that I would return home and be happy about it, because I lost some of my ambition in the process, and I got comfortable. So I've been home in Nassau for about a month now, and it's been a weird experience. I'm blessed to say that I had a soft spot to land. I already have a car, I already have a job, I already have my business somewhat in motion, and I'm talking to different companies or whatnot, but I'm getting comfortable and I don't know why. Like, I had so much ambition when I was in the US, thinking I want to do such great things. And now I'm here and I'm like, life is already pretty okay, so maybe I could slow down. And it makes me sad because I look at other people that I've met throughout the process who maybe didn't even get a chance to go to the US or abroad, or they've never felt what it feels like to feel like you can literally grasp the world in your hands. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's like there are some people that are so content with the simple things in life, and I now understand them. I don't always want to be there, but it's such a weird place to be. Like, how do you know that this is right for you? How do you know that you don't want more? How do you know that you can't achieve more?
Somebody tell me how to get in contact with Haley. Her name is Haley. Let's look at her profile. Her name is Haley, right? Haley Investing Life Business. It's HNB31 on Facebook, on Thingam, right? Let me touch her LinkedIn. Let me check her Linktree. Let me see what I get with a Linktree. Right? Okay. She sent me how to be able to get in FinTech. FinSight Lite, Money Lab, financial stuff. Join FinSight Lite. She got all this stuff in this. Somebody tell me how to get in contact with Haley. Let me see if I got a number here for her. She don't have a number here. All right. Let me see if I could be able to message her. Let me see if I can add her on my Facebook. All right. But y'all get in contact with Haley. If you know Haley number, please, 827-0111. Tell Haley to call me. I'd like to do some stuff with her on radio. I'd like to be able to have this kind of a conversation. I want to dive deeper into that. I'd like to bring her on ZNS to be able to talk about those things, to be able to dive deeper into finding out exactly what has provoked her in one area or another. I was supposed to try to reach out to someone to get her number, but her name is Haley. She does investing, she does life and business and so forth and so on. I suppose FinTech and I don't know, whatever. But I'd like to be able to talk with her because the phenomenon that she's actually talking about and this kind of a contentment is when you're in the rat race, you have a desire to be able to always reach for the top. But when you get home, and then you could listen to some more of that, there is ambitions for community, for family, and it doesn't necessarily fit into the model that's set up in the United States of America, but it's set here. You could have a home, you could have ambition, you could have a good business, you could still be a great mother, you could still be a great wife, you could still do all these things right here in this Bahama land. Right here in this Bahama land. You could own something and the thing is yours right here in this Bahama land. You pay a little couple of taxes right here in this Bahama land. We went away and we decided not to shop for certain things no more. We don't even shop for certain things no more in the States. We go to the States for vacation. One time ago, we would go to the States and try to be able to, and my wife probably have bad dreams about it sometimes. But I used to do this thing called Miami Walk. But this is something that I learned from my mother, right? I said, no, baby, this Miami. We got to do a quick thing. Because, you know, you would go to the States for 2 days. You got to shop everything, throw everything on the boat, and hurry up, come back. That's what we used to do. We used from grandmama, right? So we go to the States and do all that kind of a shopping. But now, I ain't got no time for that. I ain't running nowhere. Running where? We look at these things and you say, listen, baby, you see how much this thing costs? Look how much it costs. The Listerine costs. It ain't make no sense me buying 3-4 pack of Listerine, which is only $2 difference. To pack them down in my bag, to go pay overweight, to get it back to Nassau, to hope to God the thing don't burst in the bag, to soak up all the things. That don't make no sense. We don't need no Listerine. We don't need that. We could buy that in Nassau. What about the toothpaste? Only $2 difference. We don't need that. My producer. We don't need these things. We ain't bulking up our bag and getting all. We don't need them things. We could buy it in Nassau. And when you have that kind of an idea and understanding that you're in an environment where you can do well, you live in well, your family is here, you don't have to stretch for a lot of things. Yeah, gas and electricity and so forth and so on may be a little bit more, but there is a contentment that you have when you're home. As much as I had a beautiful time, listen to me, we've been all over, had a great time. The level of alleviation and the gratitude of being back in my own space is a beautiful thing. To be back in the Bahamas, to hear, listen to me, boy, I do, and I was hurting myself trying to be able to figure out how I could live in the States when I was young. Hurting myself. I do everything I could do. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, if you're listening to me out there, I need you to get in contact with Haley for me, okay? Hit me up, 827-0111. How would I know Haley? She went to school, or you get my private number. Hit me up and tell me how I could get in contact with Haley. I can try to hit her up on Facebook. I know somebody got her number over here that we can be able to do with it. Hit me up, 827-0111. Let's talk to Haley to find out exactly what's what. And some of the thoughts that she has as relates to being able to see the country move in different areas and whatnot. So essentially that's that. I want you guys to be able to get yourself in an enthusiastic position of being able to grow the country. That's how we can end the show. The Ministry of Tourism is looking for, the Ministry of Education is looking for people. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is looking for people to be able to accommodate, to make sure that you can be able to be placed in certain positions. You could see the indifference that existed between Marco Rubio and these sort of ideas that we had with being able to put people from Cuba into certain positions. That didn't go well. It didn't bode well. The Bahamian people, well, the Americans were just, they were indifferent with our relationship and how things were happening in Cuba. And we were identified in certain ways. And so I just want to be able to do that. Yeah, Tali. All right. So I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to do that and make these things happen. And let's just be very clear about it. 2. Let's be very clear about it. It's time for you to be able to get yourself in the position that we can find growth and development in the country. Let's be decent. It's time for you to be able to get in a position to find out, get in where you fit in this country, okay? Your aspirations, your ideas, your enthusiasm for being able to go to the United States of America, to go off to Canada, to go all over the world, because you can't find contentment home. You would find that after you go out and there's sort of an exhaustion and this posture that you have, you can be taken care of significantly. Let's be clear about this. You can take care of yourself, you can take care of your families and whatnot right here in this country. Your agitation, your advocacy, all these things, we can do that right here in this country. I want to encourage you guys, man. That's just what this is. That's how I want to end this show. I want to encourage you guys. There is a space for you in this country. And stop looking for politics to be able to accommodate you. The devil is a liar. Stop looking and stop having a conversation with me or whoever the hell else you're talking to and saying, well, they don't want it. Who the hell is they? Who is they? Day or night. It don't matter, baby. Let's get it done. Well, they stopping you. Stop repeating the foolishness your mommy them tell you. You ever try? You ever try? You only repeating what your grandmother them tell you. Did you ever try? Try. Try. Try 1 up. Try 2 up. Try 3 up. Try 4 up. Try 5 up. Try 6 up. It'll work with 7 up. That's how 7 Up get their name. They tried 7 different times. 7 whatever situations that they had to try. Whatever combinations that they had to try. And they finally got what they was looking for with 7 Up. That's how WD-40 got their name. Water displacement, 40. 40 different times they tried. 40 different times they tried. And they finally got it on WD-40. They tried. No one is get the thing on the first lick, man. You got to keep trying. And stop repeating foolishness of what your mommy them say. This ain't the same country that your mommy them was from, your mommy them born in. Not this country. Things have changed significantly. These politics, you don't need, listen to me. Listen. One time ago, people would tell me that, they would tell these stories about how they were victimized socially and because they wanted to say something, and I could call some people name and tell you that, but I prefer not to call the people name. They said they were victimized and some of their families had to move out of the country and it was so hard for them and they never was able to do nothing and all these things like that. Sylvius Mateus is a Haitian Bahamian, presumably, allegedly, supposedly. I'm not sure. He don't even live in the Bahamas. He didn't have to go on Channel 7 News or 99 Jams in America to try to be able to find out and defame the Bahamas. He didn't have to do that. Whatever perceived or alleged defamation that's coming from him, these allegations that's coming from him while he's eating sospoa. See, I use sospoa again. While he's eating sospoa and griot or slam bam in his kitchen. On his telephone. It's in the same country it used to be 30, 40, 50 years ago. This is not the same country. The access people, you can't even, it don't make sense just to say no. Because no don't mean no more. It don't make sense. People could grab up whatever tools they have and execute right off the top. Bang. So your no never had strength. It never meant nothing. Anything. You have to do better than this. Find a way to contribute to our country. People from Ghana, 300 of them coming. Allegedly, supposedly, based upon the information that we've read and ingested. The government of the Bahamas has a responsibility for being able to make sure that the country can move forward. Whether or not that your enthusiasm is tethered to that or not, the government of the country has a responsibility to move the country forward. And if they don't know what skill set you have, what capabilities you have, if you don't make yourself known and you sit down there and say, nobody never asked me, sir, who the hell know that you are an engineer? Your mommy don't even know how to articulate what you got. They ask her, so Miss Mary, what your child do? Charlie's right over there. Charlie's the summa cum laude, some sumo dry. I don't know what the hell he is, but he's smart, baby. He's smart. Your mommy don't know how to, she don't know nothing. She got the network locally, but you need to get yourself out there. Come talk to Howard. Come talk to me. Let's put you on TV and radio and let the country know we got smart people here. Go on social media and stop trying to do TikTok trends to make you see if you can make one little $15 a day. Go on to social media and have conversations that concern the country for growth and development. You ain't got to keep talking about all kind of freshness and nastiness and stupidness and foolishness. You ain't got to. That don't have to be your lane. Listen, that lane is saturated with people. Everybody and their ma. In this lane trying to be able to make somebody laugh and say something negative, so negative that it's clickbait. You need to stop that stupidness. This cannot be what your platform is for. Figure out a way to be able to encourage, inspire, and remind people of the contribution that they make whilst they're living. That's what we're here for, baby. Figure out a way to grab your phone and say something with decency to encourage somebody's soul. To get out of the muck and mire and the stupidity of their current position. That they always seeking something low. How do we get up and out of this? We can do it. You can do it. Somebody tell me how to get in contact with Haley. And she ain't got no last name here. So I don't know what her last name is, but I can find her. I can find Haley, and we can make it up. We can figure it out, and we can make it happen. We can make it happen. So that's that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for being able to tune in with us today. This is August 10th. As you prepare yourself for being able to get back to school, I can see if I can get some ministers on to tell me about their constituencies and what they're doing in their constituencies out there. Make sure that you call your minister. If you can't get your minister, call Howard. Tell me that the people, text me. Tell me that the people are answering their phone. This one changed their number, all these things like that. Let's put them on blast, baby, right off the top. How the hell the thing start? It ain't even start yet. You didn't take vacation and now you want your phone. Let's put these people on blast. You need books for your baby. You need this. You need that. These members of parliament. Let's see if we can help them out. All right. 827-0111. 827-0111. I am grateful to be here with you. Tonight we're going to be on ZNS and jamming with you on ZNS this evening. We get a great conversation that's going to be coming up with you. And for all those folks that want to be able to get with me here or on ZNS, I'd love you to be able to give me a call. The numbers are 827-0111, 827-0111, or you can call ZNS and book it over at ZNS. And we could talk about your event, your position, your education, your exposure, your ideas. Whatever it is, we want to talk about this progressive idea of a country that we love oh so bad. Listen to me. I love the Bahamas. I love the Bahamas. You all stinking rude people. I love you all too. I love the camaraderie in this space. And even the disdain has a level of familiarity to it. I love these people. It's my people. And so I want to be able to say to you, please, let's do these things with decency. Let's do these things with love. Let's do this with a determination, with a focus, with a commitment of finding ourselves to the place that God has called us to be. And let's make some things happen in this country. I know we're stopping short, just a little taste before 2 o'clock today, but I hope you guys are good as we prepare ourselves to be able to do these things. We look forward to jamming with you tomorrow right here on the Foundation, on Foundation Radio 89.5 FM. I'm Howard Grant. We'll see you guys tomorrow. God spare our lives. Have a great day, guys.
.5 Foundation Radio.
The Foundation with Howard Grant will be back right after this.
The Foundation. The Foundation. The Foundation.
You are in tuned to Foundation Radio 89.5 FM. Great talk, great music, and a great staff. Reach your customers in style by advertising with us. We have a great platform and great quality reaching the island of Nassau. Call us at 242-827-0111. Foundation Radio. Advertising made easy.
Resort in the Garden of Eden is an ideal place for weddings and honeymoons in a tropical island setting. The dining experience is unforgettable, and it is filled with a warm and gracious cultural vibe. The atmosphere and service is second to none. Enjoy our pool bar on hot days or cool evenings when you just want to relax and have a few cold drinks and appetizers. We are located at Eastwood, Fox Hill, Nassau, Bahamas.
Come along, take a ride. There's a party over there that ain't no job. It's live, it's all the way live. Don't even have to walk, don't even have to drive. Just slide, slippity slide. Just forget about the troubles and your 9 to 5 and just sail on. That's what you do. just sail on.